Hello everyone and welcome to Academic 51. It's great to have you here. Now, let's talk about something fascinating. You know how every neighborhood has that one house with the really intense security system? The one with the cameras, the big dog, maybe even a moat? Okay, probably not a moat, but you get the idea. Well, on a global scale, countries have the same thing, but instead of a barking dog, they have tanks, fighter jets, and millions of soldiers. It's the ultimate get off my lawn sign, but for, entire nations. It's a complex, fascinating, and let's be honest, slightly terrifying part of our world. Today we're going to dive deep into that world. We're counting down the top 5 strongest armies projected for 2025. This isn't just about who has the most toys, it's about technology, training, budget, and strategic influence. And to really understand their power, we're not just looking at the present, we'll also take a look back at some of their most famous victories, the moments in history that cemented their reputations as forces to be reckoned with. These are the events that shaped the modern world and defined these military powerhouses. So, get comfortable, maybe grab some popcorn, because this is going to be an incredible journey through military history and modern-day might. Before we jump in, if you enjoy exploring the big questions and the forces that shape our planet, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for Academic 51. It helps us a lot, and you won't want to miss what we have coming up. Alright, are you ready? Let's get this countdown started. Kicking off our list at number 5, we have the United Kingdom Armed Forces. Now, some people might look at the size of the UK on a map and think, really? Top 5? But that would be a huge mistake. The British military has a long, storied history, and today, it's one of the most technologically advanced and well-trained forces on the planet. They possess a formidable navy with 2 state-of-the-art Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carriers, a sophisticated air force flying the F-35 Lightning II, and a highly professional army known for its expertise. It's a classic case of quality over quantity. The UK's strength isn't just in its hardware, it's in its global reach and strategic partnerships. As a leading member of NATO, and with military bases scattered across the globe, from Cyprus to the South Atlantic, their influence extends far beyond their shores. Their intelligence services like MI6 and GCHQ are world-renowned, giving them a significant edge in modern warfare, which is as much about information as it is about firepower. This combination of advanced technology, elite training, and global intelligence makes them a compact but incredibly powerful force. But to truly understand their spirit, you have to look back to 1982, the Falklands War. Argentina invaded the remote British-held islands, thinking the UK was too far away and too diminished as a world power to respond. They were wrong. The British launched a massive and complex naval task force, sailing 8,000 miles to reclaim the islands. It was an incredible feat of logistics and military prowess, a powerful statement that even thousands of miles from home, the British Lion still had very sharp claws. This victory remains a testament to their capability and resolve. Coming in at number 4 is a true giant of the modern world, the Indian Armed Forces. With the second largest active military personnel in the world, India's strength starts with sheer numbers. But it's so much more than that. In recent years, India has been on a massive modernization spree, investing heavily in domestic defense production and acquiring cutting-edge technology from around the world. They're developing their own fighter jets, building aircraft carriers, and expanding their nuclear triad, making them a powerhouse in South Asia and a rising force on the global stage. Geographically, India is in a tough neighborhood. It shares long, contentious borders with 2 other nuclear-armed powers, China and Pakistan. This has forced the Indian military to become incredibly resilient, experienced, and versatile. They have specialized units trained for high-altitude warfare in the Himalayas, a powerful navy to patrol the vast Indian Ocean, and an air force equipped to handle multiple threats. This constant state of readiness has forged one of the most battle-hardened and experienced armies in the world today. Their defining moment of military dominance came in 1971. The Indo-Pakistani War was more than just a conflict. It was one of the most decisive military victories of the post-colonial era. In a lightning-fast campaign lasting just 13 days, the Indian Armed Forces executed a brilliant 3-pronged strategy, leading to the surrender of nearly 93,000 Pakistani soldiers and the birth of a new nation, Bangladesh. This victory completely redrew the map of South Asia and cemented India's status as the undisputed regional power, a legacy that continues to define its military confidence today. At number 3, we find the Russian armed forces. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Russian military went through a period of serious decline. But in the 21st century, it has come roaring back. Fueled by oil money and a renewed sense of national pride, Russia has undertaken a massive modernization program, creating a force that is leaner, more professional, and equipped with some seriously impressive technology. We're talking about hypersonic missiles that are almost impossible to intercept, advanced air defense systems like the S-400, and a new generation of tanks and submarines. Russia's military doctrine emphasizes asymmetric warfare, using everything from cyber attacks and disinformation campaigns to special forces and private military contractors to achieve its goals. This, combined with one of the largest nuclear arsenals on the planet, gives Moscow a powerful and often unpredictable influence on the world stage. Their willingness to project power from Syria to Africa shows a confidence that harks back to its Soviet superpower days. They are determined to be seen as a major global player, and their military is their primary tool for doing so. While their victory over Nazi Germany in World War II as the Soviet Union is a cornerstone of their national identity, a more modern example of their renewed strength is the 2008 conflict in Georgia. In a swift 5-day war, Russian forces overwhelmed the Georgian military, effectively demonstrating their modernized capabilities and their resolve to enforce their interests in their near abroad. It was a clear signal to the world that the Russian bear was back from hibernation and was not afraid to use its military might to reshape the geopolitical landscape in its favor. Our runner-up, at number 2, is the People's Liberation Army of China. No military has transformed more dramatically in the last 30 years. What was once a massive but technologically backward force has evolved into a high-tech powerhouse that is rapidly closing the gap with the United States. China's economic miracle has funded an unprecedented military expansion. They now boast the world's largest navy by number of ships, are rolling out stealth fighters like the J-20, and are investing billions in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and other next-generation warfare technologies. The PLA's primary focus is on securing China's regional dominance and challenging American influence in the Pacific. They are developing anti-access/area denial (A2AD) capabilities, essentially creating a bubble of military power designed to keep foreign forces, particularly the U.S. Navy, away from their coastline and contested areas like the South China Sea. This strategy, combined with their sheer size, the largest active military force in the world, makes them an incredibly formidable opponent, fundamentally reshaping the balance of power in the 21st century. Historically, the PLA's most significant intervention was in the Korean War. In 1950, when UN forces, led by the US, pushed North Korean troops to the Chinese border, Mao Zedong sent hundreds of thousands of volunteers pouring across the Yalu River. Their human wave attacks stunned the technologically superior UN forces, pushing them back down the peninsula and fighting them to a stalemate. It was a brutal, bloody conflict, but it announced China's arrival as a major military power that was willing to stand up to the West, a legacy that fuels their modern ambitions. And at the number 1 spot, a position it has held for decades, is the United States military. It's almost hard to comprehend the scale of American military power. Their defense budget is larger than the next 10 countries combined. This colossal investment fuels unparalleled technological superiority across every single domain of warfare: land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace. From its fleet of 11 nuclear-powered supercarriers, more than the rest of the world combined, to the most advanced stealth aircraft like the F-22 and B-2 bomber, the U.S. has a tool for every conceivable mission. Beyond the hardware, the U.S. military's greatest strengths are its logistics and global reach. It has the ability to project overwhelming force anywhere on the planet and sustain it. This is made possible by a network of hundreds of military bases around the world, a massive fleet of transport aircraft and naval vessels, and decades of experience in conducting complex, large-scale operations. Their soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are among the best trained and best equipped in the world, giving them a decisive edge in any conflict. While their role in the Allied victory in World War II was transformative, a more modern showcase of their dominance was Operation Desert Storm in 1991. After Iraq invaded Kuwait, the U.S. led a massive coalition that, after a devastating air campaign, liberated Kuwait in a ground war that lasted only 100 hours. It was a stunning demonstration of America's technological supremacy and its ability to orchestrate a vast, multinational military effort. It redefined modern warfare and solidified the United States' status as the world's sole military superpower, a title it continues to hold as we look towards 2025. And there you have it, the 5 most powerful armies on Earth as we head into 2025. From the high-tech, global reach of the UK to the sheer, unrivaled might of the United States, each of these forces plays a huge role in shaping our world every single day. It's a landscape of immense power, complex strategy, and constant change. What's clear is that the League of Military Superpowers is no longer a club of 1 or 2. New players have risen, and old powers have reinvented themselves, creating a multipolar world where the balance of power is more dynamic and, frankly, more precarious than ever before. The future of warfare is being written right now, in labs developing AI, on assembly lines building hypersonic missiles, and in simulators training the next generation of soldiers. The rankings we talked about today are not set in stone. They are in a constant state of flux, driven by technology, economics, and politics. Watching how these dynamics play out will be one of the most important stories of our time. It's a story about power, about security, and ultimately, about the future of our global community. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. If you enjoyed the video and want more content that breaks down the complex forces shaping our world, please, I'm asking you one last time, hit that subscribe button for Academic 51. It really is the best way to support the channel. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Did we get the list right? Who do you think will be on top in 2030? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.